Hey, Tracy. Give me a second. Okay. Hey, Scooter Mom. Um, busy. Busy, Tracy. Still working on trying to get everything finished with this room swap with the kids. It's been busy. Oh, it has not stopped. So, yeah, it has not stopped. Okay. It has been crazy. What do you got going on? Oh, Scooter Mom. I was modding, so due to the topic, I didn't chat a lot. I made a few comments, but for the most part, I didn't chat. I wanted to be available should I be needed. Best way to put it. I think it went well. Um, I don't need that right now. Um, I have not. I did the sunflower one and the 4th of July, and I figure I can work on the rest of those kind of in between. So I have the one I need now, and then the next one that I'll put up probably next week. And then I'll work on the rest of them kind of in between my other paintings. Oh, Tracy, did you dust or hair or something in my eyes? Um, oh, she loved him. It was exactly what she needed. So she loved it. Um, did you see the ones that I've done that I'm going to be giving to the care center? I can see now. we go. Did you see those woodland cottage ones, Trace? Okay, did you see the rest of the set? Because with this room swap, I pulled out the other ones that go with the set. Did you see those ones? Okay, so you saw the whole set, all 5 of them, because I still have them down here. Oh, Sin, you're very welcome. I certainly was expecting more, but very happy it did not happen. I think people realized pretty quick it wasn't what some thought it was going to be. So I was really happy. I think it went well. Oh, I'm exhausted. It has been a rough week. Hey, Gary. Okay. Thank you for the support and dropping in. I appreciate it. Yes, it was, and it was very much so. I didn't have to time anybody out, and I only had to remove one comment. So I was really happy. I think it went really well. I appreciate that. I really do. And yes, the link is that they use just one, just one. Um, and it wasn't even it it was calling somebody fat, and the chat rules were clear about no derogatory language, or it's, so that was the only comment I removed. Where did my pen go? There it is. That was it. No, not you. No. So but the chat rules were very, very clear about no derogatory language. And so that was the grounds that I removed that one comment. That was it. Everything else went smooth. Oh, I don't know what it. Oh, I know what it was. But so the link that is used on sptv.space is linked. Hey, Mama Squirrel. And hi, Janelle, by the way, before I get too far ahead of myself. The link they used for the free flyers button, it does link to my community page. And I asked for it to be set up that way so that no matter what, instead of going directly to the Dropbox, I asked for it to be set up that way because if somebody doesn't know that you can message the owner of the Dropbox and all of this, if they're not familiar and they have issues, or a file gets corrupted, or and they have a hard time downloading, or however, whatever could possibly happen, they can just reach out to me directly, and I can help them. So that way they know the source of the flyers, um, and if there's any problems or they have any difficulties with downloading any of the files, or they don't understand how to use Dropbox, they can reach out to me directly and I can help them. I can email them the files directly, whatever needs to be done. So that's why I asked for it to be set up that way, so I can help no matter what. Should any, links expire, links are corrupted, files get corrupted, or anything like that, I can be notified right away. So yeah, yeah. And there's a ton. There's not just flyers, there's not just protest related, there's not just SPTV Foundation, there's not just SPTV.space. There's lists of the crimes that Scientology is accused of. Many of those accusations on that list are what they are currently being accused of in court. There's some stuff relating to signs of that it's a cult, life cycle of a cult, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. There's actually a mini flyout to hand out, a mini handout to give to like law enforcement, anybody, city councils, whatever, that Janelle. Yeah, that was the only comment, and it was simply because the derogatory name that was being called. That was it. That was the only reason I removed it. But just calling somebody fat is not acceptable. Not when we're trying to keep peace in the chat. Yeah, it's very gentle. But the other comments that person had made were fine. So I didn't feel that they needed to be timed out, just simply removed that specific comment. So, but I also have many handouts for those that may be in a position to listen, for the Safe Point policy, things like that. So there's, oh, well, that's perfect then. That means I was doing my job. Like I said, the rest of the comments that person made did not, cross the line on any of the chat rules, just that one. So I felt just removing the one was fine. They didn't make any more comments after that. So either they left or they got the point pretty quick. So but yeah, that was the only problem, the only hiccup. That was it. But yeah, there's a ton of information. Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't want to get too into that too much during the live. Mostly I wanted to just share Scooter Mom and DJs because they were guests. I didn't want to get too far into, I did share Brian's because somebody specifically asked and they couldn't find his page. I didn't. That's okay. But they know where to find me because you showed the free flyers, so it's all good. It wasn't about me. It was about you guys. So yeah, yeah. Like I said, it was just the one comment, and that was it. I'm good. Um, I did not see Poe's stream tonight, so I'm not going to comment until I watch. I actually have not watched a lot of streams today. I popped into a few today, just to say hi, hang out for a few minutes. Um, actually, so usually what I do is I'll pop in, I'll say hi, hang out for a minute, and then I'll mute the tab and let it run while I put something else on it to listen to. Yeah, yes, 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 we did. But I think um, I think it went well, and I think the whole point. Um, I think you guys made the point well. And like I said, it wasn't what I think some people are thinking it's going to be when they see the title. It wasn't that at all. So yes, yes, they are very much so. Yeah, they definitely are. Oh, it wasn't that bad. You could have done it. I didn't do that much. Did you know? Hi, love.
Created.
Yes.
Created.
Oh.
That's what people do. Yeah, I'll do it.
And Daddy's mad that Mama's with Mama. He used his floating holiday and got off work early. Yeah. And he's mad that Mona's with Mama. Yeah, Susan, it definitely was well done. Very well done. Very caring. It wasn't a bashing stream at all. At all. Very heartfelt.
Come on. You're like, you do
Oh,
that.
saying you're fine.
You
It
did.
didn't look like that at all.
You're like, you do that.
Yeah, she's in bed now. She's
Who's
like,
in
nope.
bed? She knows I give her a certain spot, and she gets right near that spot every night.
Uh-huh. And in my bed, she actually can sprawl out until I get in bed, and then she sprawls out right
no.
on right next to me.
I hang my feet off the edge, and she gets
Oh, dear Lord.
just for her.
Mona is not loved and spoiled rotten at all. At all. Okay. Yeah, no, it didn't look like that at all. No, no, I'm not. Just a normal person. Uh, yeah. Yes. Over on Oh Hell Knows channel, the three of them did a great live today, this evening. Hey, Oregon Valley girl, how are you, darling? That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we can really work through some of this, um, and for the fracture to start mending. I honestly don't think it's ever going to be like it was before. Um, but I think we have potentially enough people who are willing that we can create a new normal. That is what I'm hoping. Chanel. Yeah, that was perfect. Yeah, Janelle, that was pretty spot on. Gary, we're just talking a little bit about the stream that Sin, DJ, and Scooter Mom did earlier. And I feel that it was a great stream. Yes, Janelle, for sure. Mama Squirrel, you are not lying. Um, yeah, you are not lying at all. Chaos for chaos sake, just for content. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you for sure. Chad, how are you? Thank you. I appreciate you popping in. Hey, Sin, would you mind putting a direct link to that stream for who was it that asked? For Gary? because I think that one's a good one, and I think a lot of people should really see that one. All right, Chad. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Go get some rest. Sin. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. But you know what? I really enjoy your content. Um, so thank you, Chad, for creating a monster. Yes, yes, Oregon Valley girl. This is very true. Thank you, Sin. Um, and that I'm going to talk for myself. Um, that is where I found myself having a bit of a hard time lately. And I just end up tuning out. But sadly, when you tune out, you also miss a lot of good information. So it's tough. Chad, me too. Yeah, we do try to support all the small channels. We'll go through and we'll put links for all the small channels, um, so that make sure people are subscribing. So like you popped in tonight, so sometime during the stream we'll put your channel link in, things like that. We definitely try to um, support the small channels. As a small business owner myself, I have the same philosophy in business. Small business owners, supporting small business owners is what's going to keep small business owners in business. It's the same for channels. Janelle, email me. Email me. Sin, yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes, the monster maker. Um, this is very true. Um, we may not all agree 100%, and we don't have to. That's the good thing. We don't have to. Um, but what we can do is work together to um, to keep moving in the right direction. Because if we don't start having some positive movement, you get stale. And when you get staleness in a movement like this, that's not where you want to go. You want to keep it moving. So, like I said, whether we all agree with each other 100% of the time or not is irrelevant, because we can all be adults and agree to disagree and find other ground that we do agree with. So, Exactly. Exactly. The last thing we need is staleness. We've got to keep moving, forming new connections, forming new partnerships, um, trying different things. You know, all of that is positive movement, um, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to keep that positive movement. Cannot become stale. My dog. I saw that. I didn't catch the whole story about it, but I did see that. Um, I'm gonna have to go back and get the rest of the information on that. But from what I saw, I'm really excited about that. Yes, Sin, yes. And I think the way you did it is kind of how it needed to be done. A gentle push. Nice, nice, Mama Squirrel. I'm gonna have to watch that too. I don't catch every one of her streams, but I do try. Yeah, you guys came up with some good stuff. Interesting, Janelle. Definitely something to look into. Hey, Sir Crepitus. Had to have been. Had to have been summoned. Had to have been. We said his name enough times. Okay, so this is the part I did not catch, the numbers. Are these estimates, No Face? Hello, by the way. Thank you. Or are these pretty close? You're just rounding. Janelle, that's one way to do it. But do it smartly. You don't want to lose your credibility. So, okay. Imagine what that is going to do for the economy of that area. Imagine what that's going to help with. And that's just one property, right? That's amazing. That is amazing. Imagine if that's for one building in Connecticut. Imagine the income that Clearwater and LA could get. Imagine that. That is amazing. And I'm pretty sure if I caught it correctly, it is a historic landmark, registered. It is a historic, registered historical building that we're talking about that they have literally let rot for the last 20 years. You know, that is amazing. What? That's weird. That is amazing. For one building. And they have a habit of buying historical buildings. Imagine the income to the local areas of where these buildings are at if they lose their tax exempt status. Now we wouldn't have to worry about whether they're contributing to the public good or not because they're paying property taxes. Yeah, so there are requirements when you are occupying or you own a registered or designated historical building. There are requirements and minimum actions that you have to take to maintain that building. So you can't just let it sit there empty and let it rot for 20 years before you do anything with it. And I bet they're fighting it, saying that they're going to do something with it now. Yes, they do. Not just for the tax exempt church being tax exempt already, but then you also get other breaks because you're maintaining a historical building. So yeah, you do get tax breaks. Well, Sir Crepitus, the one over in St. Louis with L. Meyer is already up for sale. That's amazing. I hope there's no way that they can get out of that bill and they end up having to pay it. Right, Oregon Valley girl? Tell me about it. Yes. They bought a building. I don't remember the numbers. You'd have to reach out to L. Ron Meyer for that, or Xenu Free. They can give you the numbers. But they bought a building. They they raised the funds. They raised the funds, and now we know when they do fundraising to buy a building for an supposed ideal org, it's the local parishioners that do the fundraising. They raised the money, and it was millions of dollars that they raised. Bought a building. They raised enough money to do, if I'm not mistaken, they did raise enough money to do the renovations. That money disappeared. They still have the fundraiser up, and they still have done nothing with the building. The roof and the gymnasium floor were completely destroyed due to water damage when they bought the building, but they turned around and put an insurance claim to get the roof and the gymnasium floor repaired. This is from the information that L. Ron Meyer, and now that building is up for sale. It's crazy. All right, I've missed something. Okay. Yes, Janelle. Sir Crepitus, Sin owns the server. It's hers. Won't be none. She don't play like that. Good Lord. Scooter Mom, $20,000? Yeah, I know. I know, Sin. Yeah, I was just confirming. You don't play those games. $20,000 a month for, wow. That is insane. Mama Squirrel, you might want to just go ahead and email in. There might be just something going on. I know YouTube has been glitchy. Do you happen to know how much they spent for that building in 2012? Yeah, eyes on the prize. Exactly. They still own it, but they moved out of it in 2012. So what are they doing with it now? I don't know. That's try email, Mama Squirrel. See, and that's the other thing. We know they're claiming things that shouldn't be claimed for tax exemptions. So it's we got to figure out how to be able to catch it. That's what I'm wondering too. If they have to show what they use the money for on historical buildings, regardless if it's a visible upgrade or not. I wonder how that all works. Wow, that is insane. Yes, Sir Crepitus, yes. It is very difficult to keep up. That's why when everybody shows up here at night, I'm beyond grateful. What are you doing, love?
I get my,
Oh, you getting pudding?
I got sweet tooth, so
Okay.
I'm out of M&M.
Oh, I still have some. Do you want some of mine? Oh, he didn't hear me. Yeah, it really was a good conversation. Yeah, Sir Crepitus, this is correct. Um, Even back then, even as popular and um, widespread as anonymous protests were, there was still not enough. Um, there still wasn't enough coverage, and YouTube wasn't like it is now. I think there would have been more traction to those protests should had there been more of a social media and online presence like there is now. And see, and I think that's why this round of protests has staying power, whereas the protests in the past have come and go. You know, this round I really feel has the opportunity to have staying power, whereas the others did not. I mean, there's gonna there's gonna be people come and go. There's going to be channels that come and go. That's all part of it. But the main push, if we can figure out how to come back together, or at least a good portion of us can, set aside our differences and come together and, you know, agree to disagree like adults, then I really think that this round of protests could be the one that does it, that just pushes it over the edge. Scientology is going to go down on its own eventually. What we're doing is speeding up the pro- process massively. And I think we've got, because of today's technology, because of today's drive for social media and online presence, I think it may be that in and of itself might be the, not the only, but a big reason of why um, this round of protesting, I think, potentially has staying power where others did not. So basically, what I just said, Sin, it is a grassroots movement, and as long as the majority stay on track, I think we can continue to grow and continue to speed up the process of Scientology going under. Yeah, last night we had fun last night. I really enjoyed myself last night. It was a great conversation last night. And you said it well too. There's enough of us to bring waves of attacks now. That genie's not going back in the bottle. Yeah, no, it's not. Um, we just have to get back on track. I mean, if I lived closer to Vegas, I would be there at least once a week. Even if I only lived like an hour or two away, I would still drive into town once a week. But being as far out as I am, I have a hard time driving that far um, without falling asleep. So driving to Vegas more often on my own is not a good idea. So a lot of times I have to wait for my husband, and he works a rotating schedule. So then we have to wait for our schedules to line up. So yeah, it sometimes we can go like once a month. Sometimes it stretches out a couple months. It's random, but I would love to go. If I lived closer, I would be going much more often than I do. That is for sure. No face, I think you're correct. And sadly, just the nature of the beast, there's going to be people that come in just for the money, just for um, the views, the clicks, to build a channel, get it started, and then run. There's going to be people that come in with the right motivation, but then when it comes down to it and everything starts, they're not going to know how to handle it. They're not going to realize how bad it really can get for some people, especially if they're affected. So it's going to be a little bit of back and forth, but that's to be expected with any protest movement, not just this. Okay, Oregon Valley Girl, you're going to have to let us know when you're going to be there so that we can watch. I hear you. I hear you, Sir Corruptus. And that's the good thing about being an adult. We can all make our own choices. Um, I understand where you're coming from, Sir Crepitus. And for some, that might be a better idea. But then for some others, um, live streaming is, I personally, for me, I think live streaming would be safer, especially for those who are out by themselves. Um, because I'm thinking about myself. Um, when I go to Vegas, I don't have anybody else that protests with me. I'm literally standing on that sidewalk by myself, and I have a family member down the street in a vehicle. So I like where your head is at. I understand why you're saying that, but I think it also depends on the location. I think um, because we still have to be cautious and still have to um, cover our backs when we're not around or even close to another protester. Like LA, they're spread all over town. If I were to call for assistance, there's nobody for me to call. So I think that's, I understand where you're coming from, and I think in some cases that would work really well. And I think that that would be a good idea for some, but not in all situations. Yes, I see Scooter Mom's also kind of saying the same thing I did. I didn't see that. No face. Yeah, yeah. Oh, but Sir Crepitus, they don't like the fact that I've come back multiple times. The last time I was there, they called the cops on me. They absolutely did, and I was laughing at them the whole time. All right, Scooter Mom. And not everybody loves me, but I do try to be kind to everybody. I've had to get spicy a few times. Everybody kind of gets quiet when I have to get spicy, but I can get spicy if I need to. Thank you, Mama Squirrel. I try to be kind. Kindness does help make the world a little bit softer. It's a softer landing for people. Yeah, I completely, I'm just going to put this out there for anybody. I 130% disagree with swatting of any kind. Unacceptable for anybody, on anybody. Unacceptable. Um, I just want to get that completely out of the way. I don't care who it is. I don't care what your reasoning is. I don't care. Swatting has ended lives. Good people, wrong people in some cases. Um, I utterly, completely disagree with swatting of any kind. Micro, mini, full on. No, no, unacceptable. It is not, it's not just dangerous, it can be deadly. It is unacceptable. And if I find out that anybody that I've had dealings with has called any of those in, I'm done. I will be washing my hands of that person. Um, that is just not acceptable. It is deadly. Sir Crepitus, you are not lying. It doesn't even take it to be a rookie. It can take one person kicking the shield and accidentally tripping. And squeezing off around. So much can go wrong during the course of a response to a swatting call. Swatting is unacceptable. And I don't care who it is. Janelle? Exactly. Sin? Exactly. All right. Oregon Valley girl, you let us know. Sir Crepitus, everybody is trained to do that. I have trained my kids, but I still have to remind them because they're kids. I have taught and instructed the 4-H kids to do that. And we walk around with weed eater line down the barrel of the rifles because that's what I was an instructor for, to prove, and the bolt open, so you can just by glancing you can see the weapon is unloaded. And I still taught them to walk around without their finger on the trigger if they're carrying their rifle. But it still happens. As stupid as it is, it still happens. And all it takes is a sneeze. No face, you got it. The only time it's acceptable to swat is if you have a fly in your face. Exactly. So, I actually purposely wear the clothes that I wear when I go. I wear athletic capris because I don't wear a lot of shorts. I don't like my legs. So when I'm out in public, I mean, I have house shorts, but when I'm out in public, I wear capris or longer board shorts. Um, so they're athletics or they're tighter. And I wear my big baggy t-shirt with the sleeves cut off. And there are specific breeches that I wear that are a slight bit snugger and a slight bit lower cut than others. And I specifically pick those because all I have to do is gently pick up my shirt to show my waistband, leaving my hands clear so they can see I have no weapons, and turning circles if I get swatted. My sleeves are cut out like this on my protest shirt that I wear. It's always that safety orange one. So my sleeves are cut out so they know I'm not carrying anything underneath. They can see here, and I just pick up the hem of my shirt and turn circles so they can easily see if I get swatted. All right, I missed a few. Let me go back. Oh, crap. Would have scared the crap out of me, too. Mama Squirrel, you are not lying. It is. Ow. Oh, I'm telling you, the adhesive on these things are good. Um, it is. It absolutely is a number stain. Absolutely. It needs to stop. Period. It needs to stop. Exactly, Sin. Exactly. Yep. Always treat it as it's loaded. That's what I tell my kids. Janelle. Right. Oh, dear Lord. I always check mine 3 times before I clean it to make sure it's clear. then lock it open so that I can tell it's clear before I go to take it apart and field strip it. That's not a bad idea. Sadly, many people are not going to listen to us like we did a panel. And on top of that, every area is so different that what would work and keep somebody safe in one area may not work in another, and it could potentially make things worse for that person in that area. So, because locations are so different, it would be difficult to do something like that. Mama Squirrel, that too. Even accidents on movie sets with supposed props happens. Yeah, I've never had an accidental discharge in all the years I've been shooting. Never. Yep. That trial is exactly just what went through my mind as well. Yep. Not if, when. And that is a scary thought. That's why I don't condone that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Brandon Lee was another one too. Yeah. That is one thing. When my kids kind of first started out shooting, the first thing we taught them was red, you're dead. Red is when your safety is off. And before they could take their safety off to fire, they had to call out to let us know that they were going live. They had to look around. They had to holler to let everybody know that they were going live before they were allowed to take their safety off. Then they could take the safety off and fire. Oh, I hear you. I hear you, Scooter Mom, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there are some things that definitely could go anywhere. Like you're saying, do as you're told, stay calm, cooperate, think about your attire, especially, um, you know, determine how you're going to um, handle certain situations. You know, it's there are some things that would work across the board, but location and the individual protester, all of that plays into it as well. Do they have a history with the local Leo already? Um, a lot of all that plays a part. Hey, Danny. So I mean, it really does depend on your location. Whether you're solo or if you're um, with a small group, how many in your group. Again, whether they have previous dealings with law enforcement, things like that. So a lot of that plays externally as well. Sometimes those external factors can be more significant than what we do ourselves. It's definitely good to see you. How are you feeling, my dear? Cancel the pickles. Yes, we definitely were thinking of you. Good Lord. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, you guys update your mugshots. You shouldn't have had to, though. Period. That was just asinine. That was just that dude on a power trip. Sadly, yeah. That that was a cop on a power trip. Hey, Grim, how are you, darling? Mm, yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, I agree with Susan here. Absolutely. Yeah. Seeing with all this amping up again, um, I'm really beginning to wonder what's going to happen the next time I go to Vegas, since they've already called on me once, even though it was bullshit. Yeah, you're not lying. Easiest. Oh, this stupid cough. We were worried about you. Please tell me you're taking enough time to get enough rest. Grim, that is not improbable. Just saying. Not improbable. Not with my job. I had three big Harrys today. So it's very possible. Uh, yeah, we were worried about that. Um, I'm going to 110% agree with Scooter Mom on this. It would not be a bad idea. Um, if for no other reason, at least to help you learn some coping skills and mechanisms for when you do go through this to help you handle it better. Because this shit is not easy. Yeah. Yep. Sin's got it. Add that shit on. Good. Start documenting it. Yeah, I don't think a single person would give him a hard time if he laid low for a little while and took some time off. Yeah, I agree 100%. If they do have a problem with it, I think there's enough of us here that would set them straight. Over Danny? Most definitely. I mean, see, and that's not the way it should freaking be. I think I saw that one, Mama Squirrel. Yeah. He absolutely shouldn't have to go through this. I 100% agree. Um, and it sucks that they've done this to him, and it kind of pisses me off. Not gonna lie. I get that too. Um, yeah, that's probably a good idea. See, that's what pisses me off. For anybody that may ever hear these words, don't freaking swat people. It's unacceptable. I can't tell you how many times I've popped into his or Leah's stream and I never said a word and I just sat there. I can't tell you how many times. I know I would still watch your streams. I absolutely would. I have, even if it's a Walmart run. So I know you've got enough of a following that if you took a little bit of time off from active protesting and maybe you know did some more fun stuff with you and Leah, or did some more you know behind the scenes stuff instead of being boots on the ground for a little bit to take a little bit of a break. I know I'd still be there. Yeah, Sin said it right there. I know a lot of people would. But this is the crap I was talking about. It's swatting is so dangerous. Not just can it end up deadly. It can cause severe anxiety, stress. It's stop it. Just stop it. Yeah, I don't think I can do the chicken feet thing again either. Even though I'm from the South and that's kind of a delicacy down the South. But yeah, I'll pass. I'll pass. I think that'd be the only way mm, no chicken feet. No okay, Susan or Scooter Mom's in there with me and Susan. No chicken feet. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's all trolls, Sin. I don't think it is. I wouldn't be surprised if a good portion of it is, but I don't know that it all is. Oh, what am I doing? Diamond painting. But right now we've been talking. I haven't put a single diamond on my canvas tonight because we've been talking. um, I'd have to look away while he's eating the chicken feet. Okay, so diamond painting are canvases. I got one right here, but I haven't started yet. Ow, I just knocked my elbow. So this is the canvas. And they come pre-printed so that you can see all these little letters and symbols. And then you follow the guide that tells you what color to put where. So think a cross between, yes, you guys are very, very, very good at distracting me. Think a cross between cross stitch and paint by number. The canvases come pre-glued, so there's no glue or anything that you have to do. And this is actually really good for people with um, anxiety and stress issues. It's one of the reasons I diamond paint. See, that's why you start small. So I have things as small as little acrylic crosses that are this big. I mean, you start, start small. So let's just do a little bit real quick. Use my magnet to hold my plastic back. Yes, absolutely. That's one of the reasons I started doing these night streams. With all the stress that's been going on, I wanted to give people a place that they could come to where we're not talking about streamers. We're not We're not talking about any of that. So this is a three placer, so I can place 3 diamonds at a time. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. I've got 3 diamonds on there. And I'm putting them right on their corresponding number. Now, when we come together, we try everything we can to speak in generals, personal experience, even if it's simply de-stressing from your normal day. So it doesn't even have to be. See, that's what I like about the diamond painting though. On smaller projects, you get special shapes, rhinestones, different colors, different finishes, and it goes quickly. There's bookmarks that you can make, all kinds of stuff. Um, so, but if you're not into it, it's a place where you can come and just chat. It doesn't always have to be all about Scientology, anti Scientology. It doesn't always have to be about protesting. We actually don't talk about protesting or Scientology very often. Um, we are just a group of people that come together to hang out and have a conversation. Just so happens that I happen to do some crafting while we do it. That's it. Just don't get me talking about dogs. We'll be here all night. Oh, Mama Squirrel. I'm sorry. You can go live while I'm live. I'm not going to take it personal or anything. But I know, reality is it's hard. There's so many channels. It's hard to not go live when somebody else is. So crepitus. Um, you can get some affordable kits on Amazon, but like I said, start small with the basic kit before you invest a ton of money in all the specialty pens, and stuff like that. Um, start small. I've seen kits as cheap as like $8, $6. So okay, this is weird. Janelle says, I see you, Grim, but I don't see Grim. Grim went invisible, but I know he's not blocked because I haven't blocked anybody. But I don't see Grim now. I think Grim went invisible like Oh Hell No does sometimes. Because I haven't blocked anybody. I haven't removed it or timed anybody out. And I don't see Grim. This is odd. Yeah, and that's true too. Sir Crep or Scooter Rum. Um, just watching diamond painting can be um, relaxing. Yes, any repetitive motion does help calm the brain and breaks the um, constant cycle of the brain, um, especially for um, um, stress and anxiety. Sabbath is shirtless. Sweet. How's that wound looking? Okay, Mama Squirrel. Yeah, I don't take that kind of thing personal at all because I know it's hard to um, always if you're constantly waiting for someone to not be live, you're never going to be able to go live. So it's tough. That's why I don't ever take it personally. Okay, so I'm not the only one that doesn't see Grim. Okay. Yeah, he was here earlier. I wonder if maybe he's left for the night. Hey, Sherry. Yeah, that's usually how it goes, Sin. Oh, okay. Whew. I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't seen Grim for what did I miss? Okay, we're good. Okay, it was in case he comes back. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know where it is right now, Mama Squirrel. Um, but once I get this room switch finished up and I find it, I have the perfect neck light for crochet, rechargeable, super lightweight. It just hangs on my neck, and it's got wire in it, so I can adjust it however I need to. I can do 3 levels of light: white light, mixed light, yellow light. Oh yeah, rechargeable battery, but the battery lasts for freaking ever. I love that thing. When I find it and I get the last of my stuff from downstairs and get everything put away and I find it, I will show you. I love that thing. Oh yeah, fur balls alone would drive you nuts. Good. Good. Okay, Mama Squirrel. Oh, yeah, I freaking love it because the center part of it is solid, but then the sides down to about that far, so the whole side is adjustable to where you can just position it right where you need it. I freaking love that thing. Um, I like I said, just don't know where it's at the moment, because we're still kind of bringing up the last little bit of my stuff, the littles, stuff that didn't have a home. They just kind of sat out, especially my craft stuff. Um, we're down to that stuff is still downstairs because for those that don't know, my kids and I switched rooms. My husband and I do not share a room. We sleep separately. We have our own space because I'm a horrible insomniac. And like he's been on nights pulling 12-hour shifts all week, but he's in bed right now. And here I am. It's after midnight and I'm still wide awake. Um, so and he rotates. He's 4 on, 4 off, 5 on, 5 off. 2 weeks of days, which is 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. 2 weeks of nights, which is 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. And when you have somebody like me who is either puttering around the house all night long or doesn't sleep and can't be still to even lay in bed long enough to allow him to stay asleep, yeah. So I have my own room. But I've been downstairs for the last couple of years. Um, but our kids are getting older and they need a little bit more space since they do share a room and wouldn't know what to do with each other if they didn't. Um, so we've switched it now that we have new windows. My youngest, shift work is very hard, especially when you're running 12 to 14-hour shifts. Um, now that we have the new windows, my youngest can actually open the egress window, which was the biggest reason why we didn't put the kids downstairs to begin with. So, because she couldn't open, my youngest couldn't open that window for an emergency. Now with the new windows, she can. So now we don't have to worry about that. Should there be an emergency, she can still exit safely. So my husband wanted to bring me upstairs because he's worried that and he wants to go ahead and get it done now, because once the weather starts changing for winter time and the cold starts coming in, I mean, we still have quite a ways, but um, I will have a harder time walking like I always do. I don't walk well when it's cold. I stumble more. I trip more. I have a harder time picking up my feet, not dragging my feet. So um, now that he's back on shift work, he was uncomfortable with the idea of me up and down the stairs in the middle of the night when the kids are asleep and he's not here if I fall or something. So he wanted to bring me upstairs for safety. So now the girls are getting my room downstairs, which is much larger. And so we've been switching everything around. Oh, yeah, no, my kids are like that now. Oh, yeah, absolutely. My kids are like that now. Yeah, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. That's probably not a good idea. Be cautious, be alert, keep your head on a swivel, be careful. Um, so that's why we're switching rooms. So this room got its first makeover and paint job in almost 12 years. He's already threatened me with that, Janelle. I am not even 42 years old yet, and he has already threatened me with that. Um, Mostly for when he's working his night shifts. Um, but I promised him, when he's on night shift, I'll keep a phone close. So he's much more comfortable with that. But his biggest thing was about me um, trying to navigate the stairs. It's not as bad in the summertime because I do walk better. I do move better in the summertime when the weather's warmer. His main concern is when my body hates it the most and I'm in the most pain and I have the most difficulty um, when the weather is unstable. It's not as bad when it's consistently cold. It's not as bad when it's consistently warm. Actually, my body loves being warm, so my body functions better warm. But when it comes to that in between time, when, like in September, when the nights drop down to near freezing, but the days can still be 80 degrees. And then, of course, October, it's not uncommon for us to get our first snow before Halloween. So when the weather becomes unstable is when I start having really hard time. And now that he's not always home at night, he's worried about, if I trip and fall down the stairs, the kids are in their room upstairs, they're not going to hear it. He's not here for me to holler for help. Um, he's a light sleeper. So if I did fall, he probably would hear it. Kids probably wouldn't comprehend what it is, but he would probably hear it. But if he's not here, he can't help me. So I now have a pretty purple room, and I love it. But in the meantime, we're trying to figure out how to organize in a much smaller space. Whereas downstairs, I had everything spread out, and I had a lot more room. Um, Things were spread out more. Now I have to learn and reorganize in a smaller area. So the switcheroo message you up, yeah, it has not been easy, that's for sure. Not easy at all. And I now have a bed for the first, an actual true bed for the first time in 3 years. For the last like almost 3 years, I've been sleeping on a couch. You slide the ottoman in. It's an L-shaped couch, and you slide the ottoman in, and it makes it almost a full-size bed. That's what I've been sleeping on for the last couple of years. So I actually have a bed now. So, so yeah, that's going to be helpful. That's going to be real helpful. And that's something else too, because downstairs the laundry room is right there. So I mean, I'm still going to have to go up and down the stairs, um, but not as often, and not 100 times a day like I was before. So that it's going to help a lot. Um, our handrails are solid. There's almost no give to the handrail. It is a matter of my body doesn't move well. I have a hard time when I'm in pain, which is I have chronic pain. Um, the more pain I'm in, the harder it is for me to be able to pick up my feet and walk properly. So I end up dragging my feet a lot more, which then makes me trip or stumble, things like that. It's all a me issue and the way my body works. And then the way our house is designed, not only do I have a full handrail on one side, but then on the other side I have where the railing for the top is right there. So I only get up about a third of the way, and then I've got that ledge and the handrail. So I've got both sides. And I think that's a big reason why I haven't fallen as any more than I already have. Because I've got the ledge on one side and um, the full handrail on the other side. Hey Mo, are you gonna come say hi? Are you gonna come say hi? Okay, I'm not gonna mess with you. She goes, hey, there you go. That sounds good. That actually sounds really good. Yeah. Um, we stabilize for a little while, but winter is always all over the place for us. And it's always high wind. No, she finally got over the bath because she went and rolled in the dirt. We were at home 5 minutes and she was out rolling in the daggum dirt today. She just doesn't want to move. Hey, give me your paw. I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna hold your hand. Come here. Come here. Yeah, she's looking at me like, mm-mm. Mm-mm. Janelle, yes. And especially when I'm hurting particularly bad, it takes me twice as long just to get up the stairs. And now I'm stuck because I don't have enough strength in my legs to push myself back. There we go. Okay. Mona, come here. Come here. Hi, Buffalo. Let's say hi to everybody. I told you. She wants no part of it. What doing? I love you. I love you. Are you my girl? Mwah. I love you. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm here. There she is. She particularly likes this setup though because she can sit right here on the bed right behind me, and that's actually one of her places to be is right behind me. So she particularly likes this. I love you. I gotta paint your nails again. I gotta paint your nails again. I am too. I was worried about him. I'm really glad he popped in. Oh, there she goes. She just rolled over. Well, more like flopped over. I love you. She glances at me. Yeah, I'm really glad he popped in. And I really hope he finds a way. Well, both of them. 'Cause she's gone through just as much with every single arrest. Um, I really hope they both find a way to make some downtime for them, force themselves to make some downtime, take some downtime. Oh yeah, that's about it. That's like the perfect term. Ooh, extra blankets. That's what I'd be doing, wrapping myself up in them bad boys. Hey Keith. Yeah, she definitely likes this setup. And she can stretch out comfortable, and she's right behind me. And she'll stay like this all day if I let her. Huh? You mama's girl. I love you. She's grinning. I know they do sound good. Ooh, snuck up on me. Ugh, I wouldn't know what to do because I live for warm and fuzzy, be it blankets, breeches, robes. I live for that. Yeah, I've got to work tomorrow, and then tomorrow when I get off work, I get to. So my oldest liked this color purple that I painted in here so much that this is the purple that she wants for her side of the room. My youngest wants blue, so I'm gonna go um, pick out a couple of different blues that are gonna work well with this color purple, and then let my youngest pick from that. Well, Janelle, that's why they had me for background, um, and for the mod, so that they could focus on the conversation and I could take care of any potential possible maybe issues that could arise. But no, it was a good chat. It was a good conversation. Um, and I didn't have to time anybody out. Everybody was respectful of the chat rules. That's why I kept reposting them occasionally, just to remind anybody, um, or if any new folks came in and were lurking and maybe wanted to say something, they would know easily what the chat rules were. And there was only, I didn't have to time anybody out. There was only one comment, and I just removed that comment. But the other comments from that person were not an issue, so I didn't time that person out. I just opted to remove the one comment that was an issue. So, I mean, even the chat was on point tonight. Janelle, I was not always. If you go back, go get some rest, Danny. For sure. You and Leah both. You both deserve it. I love you guys too. And do please try to find something that will help you work through some of the anxiety. I would definitely look into talking to somebody to help you work through that. Because trust me, from personal experience, it will not go away on its own. Keep shoving it down, and not dealing with it 99% of the time can make it worse. So please consider, you know, finding somebody to help you cope with those issues. Help you learn some coping mechanisms and coping skills. But do please take some time off to rest. Both of you. Oh, Scooter Mom. That makes my heart happy. Thank you. Forget makeup. I'm just going to be honest. If I put makeup on, if y'all saw me in a full face of makeup, I look like a clown. I look like an absolute clown in a full face of makeup. It is what it is. The most you're ever going to see, I'm going to be honest, is mascara and eyeliner. Because that, I do not look like a clown. But if I do a full face makeup, I feel like I look like a clown. Hell, 90% of the time, I don't even have my hair down. My roots are so grown out right now. Yeah. I might touch up my hair color like every 3 or 4 months. Yeah. You ain't getting full face of makeup. I love y'all people, but you ain't getting a full face of makeup. So right before I went live, I was chatting with Chad for a little bit because I'd been in his stream for a little while, giving him some support. while I was taking my yarn and stuff and putting it in that little shelf. And then I turned on my cameras. That's how I got ready. I had a couple things on top of my table I had to take off and put away. But other than that, that's how I started. I went straight from sitting in Chad's chat to going live. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I own makeup because I've tried to learn how to do makeup, but after 40 years, I ain't changing. Yeah. Um, I actually went completely away from underwires, and I found it's just easier for me because I hate sleeves. Sleeves irritate the hell out of me. I found it was just easier to wear sports bras because those are more acceptable if they're seen. Um, so that's what I wear. And since I went to wearing those instead of regular bras, I've never had somebody say, "Oh, honey, I see your bra." No, nobody's made a single mention of that since then. So it works for me. Yeah, it's just easier. Like I said, I mean, I can't tell you how many of my T-shirts are cut clear down to here. You can actually see my tattoo on my rib cage because the it's cut down so low. So, but yeah, sports bras are a lot more acceptable if you see them. So that's just what I wear because I hate sleeves. I only wear them in the wintertime because I have to. Ooh, yeah. Oh, Keith, did the bra talk run you off? I'm sorry. Right? Yeah. You're actually not the first woman that I've heard that after major, you know, surgery in the chest area, um, were not comfortable wearing bras. So you are not the first or only woman I've heard about that. I think we ran Keith off with the bra talk. He's so sweet. All right, it's 10 minutes to 1. Yeah, yeah, no, I'm right there with you too. They got to be contained, but I'm not wearing underwires anymore. I I got so sick and tired of constantly having the wires come loose, having a hard time with them jabbing in. I it, I couldn't find, and being a heavier woman, it's almost impossible to find a bra in our size that didn't have underwires. So it was like I gave up and that's all I wore. But now I'm like, nope, you couldn't catch me dead in one. Not anymore. I can't. I'm done. I'm over it. And then, like I said, probably out of all my t-shirts, I'd say probably 90 to 95% of them I've cut the sleeves off because I can't stand sleeves. Um, so it's not all my t-shirts, but it is definitely almost all of my t-shirts. So for some reason, they oh yeah, I remember that one. Holy crap. I remember that one. And I remember I yeah. Yeah, I remember that one. Holy crap. That's been a long time ago. Hey, Sunrise. Holy crap. I remember that. Whoa. That snuck up on me again. I'm waiting for Dawn to tell us how the kitty is. Okay. Well, that's not a bad thing per se. Right, Janelle? Yeah, that would be awesome if you combine channels and keep your stats. I know. I know. That's usually how it works. I had a pink diamond stuck to my shoulder. Look at that. A pink one. It slid down to the bottom. I had a pink diamond stuck to my shoulder. Can't see it. It's in there. There it is. Stuck to my shoulder. I did not get 3, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. I got 32 diamonds put on my painting tonight. It wasn't stuck to my boob. Yes. Can't tell you how many times they've fallen or they've I've gone to put one on my pen and then it just slipped out somewhere and they've ended up in my bra. Yep. Been there, done that. Oh. No, take it easy, my dear. Lower the lights. Try not to look at a screen too much. You know those feelings. Yep. Done that. Done that for sure. Because the first week before school got out, um, that was what was happening. Because I was going to try to get Mona in for her health certificate so that we could fly to LA for the um, encampment. But and then once school got out, the vet was quite busy, so I wasn't going to be able to make it. Because in order for her to fly, even though she's up to date on all her shots, but in order for her to fly as a service dog, she has to have a health certificate from her vet swearing that she's up to date on, up to date on her shots, that she's healthy, that she's in good enough condition that flying's not going to hurt her, all this other stuff. And the week before school let out, that was my issue. I was so busy that by the time I'd slow down or get done for the day, the vet was already closed. But my vet is open Monday through Thursday, Fridays by emergency only. But on Mondays, they're only in the office for surgeries. So they only see patients, like regular patients, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. Because it's in the back of our mind and everything else takes priority during the day. That's why. As she slowly but loudly snores behind me. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It is 1 o'clock. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin here real soon. I feel the eyes getting heavy. Oh, you're fine, Sir Crepitus. I, you should know I do not take that stuff personally. If you want to dip out, you are more than welcome. And again, hey, Big Chief, we're just getting off. Oh, Sin, you're fine. You are fine. I'm glad I was available to help. So that's what matters. Yeah, let's go ahead and share links. I'm gonna do that real quick. Sir Crepitus, she's awake because the woman doesn't know what sleep is. I swear, she's as bad as I am. Love you, Sunrise. Yeah, we are absolutely night owls. The only reason I'm getting off now is because I have to force myself to go to bed because I'm an involuntary day walker. If I didn't have to go to work during the day, I'd probably be on for another 2 hours easy. Right, Sunrise? Yes, I remember the Waltons. Yep. And I just would like to say a big thank you to everybody. You guys are awesome. And I really enjoy the time we spend together. By the way, I hear the same thing, Sunrise. Amazing mods. Oh, you're fine, Sin. You're fine. See, he's a smart man. He agrees with the women. Make sure you get your channel too, Sin. You're gonna make me blush. There we go. All right. So if you haven't yet subscribed to any of these small channels, please take a moment to go double check your subscription or subscribe if you haven't yet. You're seriously gonna make me blush. Yes, yes. We will add your link into the rotation if you start doing streams, for sure. I got it. Oh, it won't let me on tablet. It just keeps going to the. No, I can. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I can. Hold that thought. Let me get it for you. Um, oh, thought I was gonna sneeze. All right, guys. Oh, she got it right before I did. All right, guys. I won't promise that I'll be live tomorrow, but I'll promise I will try. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Get some rest. Have a wonderful day if you're just starting your day. And I'll see you guys around. Love you guys. All of you. I really do appreciate the time that you guys take to spend with me, spend here together. Um, I really do enjoy, I will do my best to send. I really do enjoy the community that we're building here. From the bottom of my heart, I really enjoy it. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night.